What's going on, guys? Here with USF Athletic Director Michael Kelly. And Michael, thanks for sitting down with me for a couple minutes today. No, not an easy day for you. It's been a kind of an interesting couple of days, I'm sure. You're a guy that doesn't like to make rash decisions. You're a guy that's very patient. And I'm sure for you, the big thing is just moving forward now with this program. And what's your biggest goal, I guess, in the next couple of weeks when you're trying to make this decision and trying to make it the best? Because you see everything around you, and everything's growing here in Tampa Bay. Everything's growing in the American. What's your big focus here in the next couple of weeks?
Well, my focus is to it's going to be an energizing time to find our next football coach. There's so many great coaches around the country that undoubtedly will have interest in this position, but we need to find the right one for the next chapter of USF football. Someone that embraces what we have, what we're going to have, and to really embrace the whole opportunity here at USF in terms of a great university, unbelievable community to live in, and that wants to, I hope, make their mark here. Kind of see them here wanting to achieve so many things that maybe haven't been done here. That's one of the things that attracted me to USF,
yeah.
And so many of our student athletes are like this, our coaches. You can make your mark here with a relatively young university and be the first one to win that conference championship, be the first one to be in one of those near six bowls, be the first one to get into the CFP.
I think a big word is growth in Tampa Bay. I mean, you see it downtown, and then you see with all the different events, whether it be what Jeffrey Vinnick's doing downtown and with all the stuff with the Lightning, and then we see what's coming in the next couple of years with Super Bowls and WrestleMania. I think getting on the ground floor and being, as you mentioned, the first and being that person to kind of put their stamp on this program has got to be kind of a direction moving forward. And does that affect, and I know obviously we're not going to go too into your decision on who it will be, but that's got to be part of the, is that an issue as far as like, hey, we want somebody here for the long haul, or is it just one of those things where we got to focus on the person that's going to be the right guy right now kind of thing?
Well, ideally you'd have someone who's here for the long haul, but more than anything, when you're here, you want to be energized and excited about the opportunity. And you mentioned it well. I didn't think about this, but the whole Team Tampa Bay concept is real, including the events that come to town. So Tampa Bay is hot. We need to be a part of that, and not only in terms of what people see us from outside the marketplace, but to get a bigger share of the excitement and energy and focus from the Tampa Bay community. And so anything we have to do, and we have to do that because it's a relatively young institution, we have to, as staff, maybe work a little bit harder than we did. Players do so much community service. Alums need to kind of step up and realize what our competition is doing and how can they help us both by buying tickets and donating to the program. So, but it can be fun. How do you make it part of the movement? That's why I'm glad we're business partners with the Lightning as it relates to our marketing and and that sort of thing. Because to me, they have done just a remarkable job in this decade or the last 5 years or what have you. Not only of putting a great competitive product on the rink, but if folks that didn't even probably know hockey 5 years ago are there every night. And you see bold signs everywhere, and so we have to keep working to build that passion and find reasons to let more people associate with the preeminent university here in Tampa Bay.
And I think that's the smart way to go about it, because they were so open-minded. Their grassroots program with Jay Feaster, the longtime GM in the National Hockey League, and making a non-traditional hockey market a team with over 200 sellouts. So they kind of set the blueprint for taking something that isn't maybe the cliche hockey. You don't think, or maybe you do now, but 10 years ago you would never think Tampa Bay and hockey, that would never work. So I think that makes a lot of sense as far as taking something from them. And I think that's where USF is in a good position with yourself, because you're a very open-minded person and you're kind of looking outside the box for a lot of things. That kind of forays into something like social media. You're on there every once in a while, but that seems to be the vocal minority now. How do you is it hard to block that stuff out? Because at the end of the day, I know you are the athletic director of USF, but you're a human being too. You like to be interactive. You're open to, suggestions, but obviously you don't want to go down the rabbit hole too much. Is it hard to kind of block that stuff out, or is it just one of those things where it comes with the territory?
Yeah, it's something honestly that I'm having to learn a little bit more, because I've always been pretty active in it, and I will always remain to use it as a communication tool. But yeah, you have to. You can't be overwhelmed by it. You can't be in there too much at all. So you've got to block that out. The noise. You got to block out the noise. We're going to become a great athletic program, or even a better athletic program than we have, because we've had a lot of great success. But it starts from the inside out. How do we find get everybody rowing the boat the same way here inside. Continue to put a great competitive product on the field and get more people involved in it.
One thing that I've heard just in the last 24 hours or so, which I think is a positive sign, is that a lot of the players, even after the news, and at this day of social media, as we alluded to, there's a lot of kids and they're on there all the time, but a lot of them were positive, like, we want to get this thing right. And there's a lot of kind of nowadays where sometimes any kind of adversity hits, people like to flee and go to a different situation. You talk to the players. Did you get that similar sentiment that I got, that a lot of these guys understand that it's kind of part of the business, but they want to be here. They want to be that group that kind of wins that conference championship, especially the kids locally here, that they take that Bay stayed here to heart. And I think that's a positive sign for the program going forward.
I agree with you. I mean, the Bay Made aspect is important to us.
For sure.
We want kids that can play at this level that are in this market to come to USF. Mm-hmm. And so we want to embrace that. And then obviously there's plenty of others that we get. But I'm proud of our players. They represent us well, represent themselves well. I speak to them a lot about their own personal brand for both the current times and for the future, but then also how they always represent the Bull U. And we're all going to be better if the Bull U stands for more, and all of us have a role to play in that. So, to me, it's all a matter of you either want to buy all in or you're kind of in the way. and I feel that our players are all in, and if they don't feel it's the right place for them, they'll find somewhere else to go. But I'm encouraged that so many of them kind of believe in the vision of the future of this athletic program.
And you look at the place we live in, Tampa Bay, there's a lot of people from different parts of the area. Mm-hmm. That's got to be probably some of the focus as well going forward, is kind of whether it's converting other fans to USF fans, but also kind of just looking at it from a different perspective. I mean, you look in the majority of any room you go in, a lot of the people aren't really from, originally from Tampa, but they come here because it's such a great place. And I think the more that they are around, I know myself being here, the more I'm on campus, the more I love it. And I think that's maybe going forward, one of those things is more of a kind of an inclusive thing to maybe people that aren't as familiar with the USF, either football program and any of the other athletics. Is that a goal as well moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, it starts at almost every level. You've got alums here that we want to become more passionate about our athletic program, and we have to find whatever we have to do to make that connection. You've got transplants here that have allegiances to other interests. That's okay, but we want to make sure they take pride and realize that their community major program is here for them, and it can provide some great entertainment aspect for them, and hopefully a great source of pride for them. And then you've even got more of the local and state university fans that you can't avoid, that there's Gators and Knowles that are going to support them. But how do you find, like Derek Brooks, I always find is a great model for us, because he does great work for us, but hey, he's the ultimate Knoll, but he cares deeply about the Bulls, and there's no reason why we can't create more fans like that. So we've got a lot of people that we can touch, again, alums, residents, transplants, that we want to feel a source of pride about USF athletics, and the pride, again, as I said, has to start from within, and we got to be proud of what we have. We got to have a vision and strive for what we need to get, and again, get people, as I said earlier, a part of a movement. It's something we got, and it's hard. Yeah. But we've got to find a way to do that.
Last thing out of me, what is your message then to Bulls Nation to be part of that movement? I mean, our relationship now with 95.3 WDA, I feel like it's taken that step to the next level. It's the beginning of something great. Those other fans maybe that haven't converted, or even those that are here and have been through kind of the ups and downs, what is your message to Bulls Nation going forward?
Well, I have to say I'm a pretty positive and optimistic guy, and I think that it's important that I understand people have opinions, they should be expressed, but everyone, I think we're only going to achieve our maximum potential if we all unite. And by uniting, it means that you pull together, that we buy the tickets, win or lose, that we donate to our programs, that we understand what we need to improve in our facilities and our operations, to give our kids what they need to succeed and to challenge for championships. So we're proud of what we have, but there's no question that we need more to be able to continue to compete and to get to our ultimate goals. So the ultimate message to them is like, hey, success is ultimately very correlative to the amount invested, and that means we need to support the team, win, lose, or draw.
Michael, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck moving forward, and I'm sure we'll speak again.
Thank you.